Okay, it's 4 o'clock on Thursday, January 10th, 2019. We have a quorum, so I'll call this New Ulm Public Library Board meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda, and everyone should have that in their packets. They were mailed, so I will make a motion to approve the agenda as printed, and I'll entertain a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion, any changes that we're aware of? Okay, hearing none, then all in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Second item is the election of the officers, which are the president, vice president, or chair and vice chair, and then the secretary / treasurer, which is we've combined into one officer position. I've surveyed, prior to the meeting, I surveyed all the current spate of officers, and they've all agreed to re-up for the position that they currently hold. So the president or chair is myself, Vince Borgo. Vice chair is Geraldine Schellberg, and the secretary treasurer is Dave Martinka. So does anybody else want to chime in or run for any of these prestigious positions?
I make a motion we close nominations for officers of the board.
All right. I have a motion to close the for the election of the officers. May I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, then all in favor of the election of the current officers for the next year's terms, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Third item is the selection of the Brown County Library Board representative, and the Library Board, Brown County Library Board meets the second Monday in June and in November at 7 p.m. at the Brown County Library. Current representative is Carl Zeidler. He has agreed to take on this position again for the next year. So do I have anybody else who would like to throw their name in the ring? All right, hearing none, then I make a motion that we have Carl continuing this position. And I'll entertain a second.
Second.
And a motion and a second. Any further discussion? You don't want to back out, Carl? You okay with this? All right, hearing none, then all in favor of having Carl be the Brown County Library Board representative for 2019, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. The fourth item is the selection of the TDS Board representative, which meets every third Thursday at 9 a.m. at the TDS headquarters in Mankato. The current position is held by Holly Postel. She's not here today, but Paulina, the library executive director, has indicated that she's had discussions with her, and Holly has agreed to continue in this position unless anyone else would like to jump in and do it. All right. So then, hearing none, then I make a motion that we select or elect Holly to continue in this position as the TDS Board representative for 2019. I'll entertain a second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yeah, this one question on there, meets every third Thursday. That means the third Thursday of the month?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, not every third Thursday then.
Yeah, no, right,
Okay.
that's correct.
All right.
Good clarification. Any further discussion? All right, then all in favor of Holly Postel being the TDS Board representative for 2019, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next item is the approval of the minutes from the December 31st, 2018 Library Board meeting. I don't think it was December 31st, was it?
Don't think it was
Yeah,
that.
might have been December 3rd.
Oops, 13.
Oh, 13th, okay. Glad we
Just
caught that,
change it-
my
just change
goodness.
the numbers around a little bit,
Yeah.
huh?
That was so confusing, because I don't remember being here on Christmas, New Year's Eve, so. All right, so now that we made that correction, everyone has a copy of the minutes in there. Hopefully that's the only correction we need to make. So I will move that we approve the minutes for the December 13th, 2018 Library Board meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any further discussion, corrections, edits that anybody knows of? All right, hearing none, then all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carried. Now we'll go on to the financial report and summary for basically December of 2018, which I think will encompass the year. Paulina?
Sure. So 2018 is complete, and our budget is approximately 89.88% expended. The contractual maintenance building bills in December included crawl concrete for work done in the fall, Gog street metal to check and clean a unit serving the children's area, and to locate and repair a roof leak earlier in the fall. Also, office supply bills included Jamway Company for some soft earbuds that we sell at the service desk. Two things to note, we still have about 800 claims that will be paid in December, or will be, yeah. And we ordered about 1,000 in computer monitors, so those will look a little different next month.
So that's dollars, $800 and $1,000?
Yeah, so
Okay.
about 1,800 still not in here. And the contractual maintenance equipment line item should really be only about 113.38% over. The crawl concrete bill was actually coded to that line item, but it really came from the library's general fund.
Is that
So-
the one that says 41?
No, that's the one that says 156.
156.
Yeah, so it's really about 113.
So it should be how much?
113.38 over. That 3,700 came,
Okay.
ended up in that.
So
line
all the
item.
bills that you had mentioned before, the December bills,
Yep.
those are all cleared? Those that were invoiced and cleared, or those?
They haven't been cleared
Oh,
yet.
so those are outstanding yet?
Yes, they're outstanding,
Okay.
yeah. They're
All right.
not in the financials you received.
Okay, so those aren't included at
Mm-hmm.
in the 89.88% expended then yet either, then, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Paulina, did you want to mention the grant that?
Oh, yeah, so, the special events programming, also, should be, under the 112.71%, budget spent. We had a $500 grant for that, that was included.
So that will bring that amount down
Down,
also?
yep, the special events programming,
That budget line is not really overspent.
yeah.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it'll be right at 100%, do you think, or
Or
just slightly under?
I think it'll be
Under, yeah.
Okay.
We coded, when we had to pass it
Mhm.
through the bills, we coded it for this budget line,
Mhm.
but there's a grant that offsets what we
Mhm.
said.
Okay.
$500.
You said that was the $500 grant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Anything else then?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. And we'll move on to the librarian's report, starting with the library department's activities report and statistics. Paulina.
Okay, sounds good. So the school library cards project is almost ready to debut. We were waiting on library cards, but they have finally shipped, so we hope to receive them soon. So the TDS Library Systems Administrator will complete the process, and we anticipate distribution to students probably within, hopefully, the next 2 weeks or so. I'm hoping we'll get them next week and start kind of processing some of that.
So how many are there total?
Oh, I think last about over 600. Yeah, and that's, yeah. On December 17th, one of our prospective youth services librarian candidate was interviewed for a second time toward the library, and then April and myself took her on a tour of New Ulm. And this week, well, starting January 2nd, we started changing out our public computer stations from user-full stations to Chrome boxes. And we just finished that up this afternoon, so I think we're ready to go. And the TDS Library Systems Administrator trained staff on the new stations last Friday. And an offer was made to the candidate who was here for the youth services librarian position. She accepted and will tentatively start on February 1st.
Was she from New Ulm area or Minnesota?
No,
or-
she's actually from Ohio. Her son is actually, two of her kids, I believe, are in Minnesota.
Okay. And then on the computer stations, to switch over to the Chromeboxes and the training and stuff, how'd that go?
It went well. Yeah, we it's a learning curve a little bit. They're a little bit different. They're Chrome based, Google based. So there's some tweaks and turns, but it's going well. Yeah.
Pretty intuitive and user-friendly?
More
or
or
is it-
less, yeah. We've had some people sit down and they were really comfortable, and then others, and we're kind of learning as they go. We had some printing issues this week a little bit, but I think those have been solved. So.
Okay.
I don't think that we've had like a really big increase in the number of computer questions we're getting
Right,
versus
yeah,
what we
mhm.
had before. We just have more staff questions about how to do
Mhm.
certain administrative things.
Okay, good. All right, and you want to get into any of the statistics or anything then, or before we
Oh.
move on?
No, I think we're.
Okay. Because
Good,
the
yeah.
statistics are printed in there, so
Yeah.
we can all kind of look at them. Nothing that,
Mhm.
that I saw that jumped out as abnormal.
Pretty standard. I think our wireless stats are pretty good too. So, yeah.
Okay. And then we'll move on to programming, so April.
Our adult winter reading program began on January 2nd and will run through Friday, March 1st. This year's theme is book bingo. Participants can pick up a bingo card at the library, read different categories of the books on the card to create a bingo line on their card and then return it to the library. Their first card return earns them a free book from books donated to the Friends of the Library, who have let us select some books from their collection. And then every additional bingo card that patrons fill out earns them additional drawings into a drawing for one of two $25 Chamber Bucks gift certificates, which we'll draw at the end of the program.
Seem to be getting a lot of participation with that, or?
We are having a lot of people pick up the bingo cards since it's they have to do a little bit more to turn in the card. We haven't seen as many turned in yet, but I
Right.
think that'll start picking up as we get a little bit further into the program. And the Friends of the Library donated the two $25 gift certificates for the prizes, and as well as the free books that people are able to pick up. So thank you to them for their support for that program. In upcoming programs, this Sunday, January 13th at 2 p.m., the Life Living series begins. This year's theme is Facing Alzheimer's Together. We're doing something a little bit different this year, where we're having programs both at the New Ulm the New Ulm Community Center, and the Springfield Public Library. So the Life Living series runs the next 3 Sundays. So this Sunday the 13th, Sunday January 20th, and Sunday January 27th. So each program will be offered at 2 p.m. at the New Ulm Community Center and 6:30 p.m. at the Springfield Public Library, so we can get a greater reach throughout Brown County for that program. This year we partnered with United Way, ECFE, Park and Recreation, and we also received funding from the New Ulm Medical Center, Community Education, and we received a legacy grant for these programs. Our final program on Sunday, January 20th, we're having an author come, Rosales Peel. She wrote a book called Mike and Me, which talks about her and her husband's journey when he had Alzheimer's, and they decided to keep him at home rather than having him go live in a care facility. When she was going through that experience with her husband, they didn't find a lot of resources about choosing that path, and so after he passed away, she decided to write her own experiences about how that went for them and some of the things she found helpful or difficult. And so she's going to come talk about that book on the 27th. We are offering free copies of that book, available to first come, first serve at both the Springfield and New Ulm Public Libraries. There are still copies available if people want to pick them up. We also have copies available in our collection for people to check out once those are gone. Copies can also be purchased at the United Way office once we're through our free copies. So we encourage people to come join us for those programs. On Tuesday, January 15th, the Minnesota Valley Civil War Roundtable will meet at 6:30 p.m. Our own Dave Martinka will be presenting on the election of 1860, so I encourage you to join us for that. Our Great Courses, Our Night Sky series continues on Thursday, January 17th at 6:30 p.m. Great Courses is a program of video lectures by someone who is noted in the field, has done a lot of scholarship on the topic. So we encourage people to come view those lectures with us, and then we'll do a little short discussion afterward. Denny Warda donated those materials to us, so we thank him for his support of that program. They continue each Thursday at 6:30 p.m. throughout the month of January. On Thursday, January 24th at 1:30 p.m., we are partnering with Castle to offer a book discussion of The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot. Hospitalist Joan Krikova will be leading that discussion for us. Copies of that book are available at the library service desk for checkout. On Tuesday, January 29th at 1:30 p.m., we are partnering with Castle again to offer a screening of the documentary Midwest of Somalia that discusses Somali Americans' experiences coming to Minnesota as immigrants and how they've adjusted to culture here in Minnesota, some of the challenges they face, some of the things that have been rewarding for them. That is, the discussion will feature three Somali American panel, and the discussion will be led by co-producers of that documentary film, Noah Orion and Dr. Martin Lang from Gustavus Adolphus College. On Tuesday, January 5th at 6:30 p.m., authors Julie Schrader and Bryce Stenzel will be joining us at New Ulm Public Library to talk about their new book, The Boy in Blue, which discusses the Boy in Blue monument in Mankato's Lincoln Park. This is a new book for them. We've worked with Julie Schrader and Bryce Stenzel in the past. Bryce has presented at our Civil War Roundtable, so we're excited to have them present on the library about their new book. As far as children's programs go, Wednesday morning story times resumed on January 9th at 10 a.m. and will continue every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And our after-school movie is on Friday, January 18th at 2 p.m. School lets out a little bit early that day, and so we'll be showing The House with a Clock in Its Walls. And then our next ECFE bedtime story time will be Wednesday, February 13th at 6 p.m. Parents and children and caregivers can join us for stories, activities, and then each child receives a free book, and that's sponsored by ECFE. Can I answer any questions on programming?
Was the Boy in Blue presentation on February 5th?
It is February 5th.
Okay.
Yep. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Well, then we'll move on to the building update.
Oh, sure.
Paulina?
Yep. Just two notes. Next week, work on the sink replacement will begin. That was approved last month, and we will more than likely have the water shut down. Maybe we're hoping not for too long, but we'll see. And Elwood, the building official, will be meeting with 3 roofers on January 17th to talk about the skylight. So
Yeah, because were they gonna come back in February or something?
I believe so. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Anything else from the librarian's report then?
Not that I can
All right.
think
Any
of.
other questions from anyone? Okay, then we'll move on to the action items. We got 2 resolutions to handle today. The first one is on page 20, which is resolution number 2019-01, first reading and adoption, accepting donations and memorials October 1st through December 31st, 2018. The attached list describes donations received by the library in the fiscal year 2018 from October 1st through December 31st. This includes general donations and memorials, as well as donations made directly to selectors for the purchase of new books and adult large print books. The library board of the New Ulm Public Library accepts these donations with gratitude to the donors, and will be approved today at the meeting. So I will entertain a motion to accept the donations and memorials from October 1st to December 31st of 2018.
I will make a motion to accept the donations and memorials.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, then, all in favor of accepting the donations and memorials from October 1st through December 31st, 2018, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carried. The next resolution is on page 23. Resolution number 2019-02, the second reading and adoption. This is the awarding bid for the window pane replacement. The library has requested bids to replace a window pane in the front of the library near the Wanda Gog statue that was found to be cracked, likely due to a rock being kicked into it. Bids were asked of 2 vendors, and the bid requests and quotes are as follows. And we had, this was, the first reading was taken last month, but we wanted follow-up information from both the vendors to make sure we had an apples-to-apples comparison, and these are the re-quotes. The first one is from Bush Glass. The following price is for Bush Glass to supply and install one clear, low-E tempered insulated unit to replace the one right behind the Wanda Gog statue. All labor and material included for the sum of $387.68. The second bid is from New Ulm Glass Company, which will furnish and install one 25-inch by 41.25-inch insulated, tempered 1-inch overall low-E glass in the existing aluminum window frame, and the disposal of the old window is included for the sum of $203.54. So it does indeed look like we're talking the same piece of glass to be insulated. So it looks, based on the bids, it looks like the New Ulm Glass has the lower bid for the same amount of work. So then I will entertain a motion that we award the bid for the window pane replacement to New Ulm Glass Company for the price of $203.54.
So move.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
As far as you know, then everything is apples to apples right now.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion, questions? All right, hearing none, then all in favor of awarding the bid for the window pane replacement to New Ulm Glass Company for the total of $203.54 per their quote, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, so that brings us through everything to the other business. Do we have any other business, Paulina?
Nope, not that
Okay.
unless anyone else has anything.
All right, April, do you know of anything? All right, hearing none, then we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.